So, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Flory. I am with Priint Group. As the name says, provide solutions for the print channel, and we're going to talk about this today. And we're going to talk about the 30-second campaign, how we can enable just-in-time marketing for non-creatives. Priint Group is a German vendor for digital publishing software, digital publishing solutions. And as you can see, we've been on the market for quite a while. And we have more than 500 customers worldwide. We are very strongly networked with partners in Europe and worldwide. Our global headcount is well over 80, and we have teams in Germany, in France, in the US, Poland, Japan, and Vietnam. So what do we actually do? Or better, what do our customers do with our software? Well, they use our software to produce labels in a highly automated fashion from PIM data, for instance. We have a couple of colleagues from Via Medici, so that might be one data source for data to produce labels with print. A lot of customers produce brochures, leaflets, flyers, and those are actually all customers of ours. So Aldi in Germany uses our solution to produce the weekly leaflets, as well as Edeka. There are still a lot of companies out there who work very creatively. As you can see, fashion catalogs or brochures, high glossy publications about whiskies, for instance. And we also work with manufacturers who produce high volume manufacturing catalogs, let's say 2,000 pages in 30 languages, automated from PIM data, or for instance, data sheets. So this is a very wide spectrum. And what I'm doing today is I'm trying to explain to you a little bit how we do that, how our software operates to produce those types of collaterals, publication. And here's a quick overview of some of our customers. So we have a lot of very well-known customers in the field of industry, manufacturing, distribution, and retail. And that's just a small selection. Now, the basic system, how does it work? We typically work with PIM data sources, product information systems, and typically those product information management systems model product data in terms of a taxonomy existing of the data, categories, relations, and so on. And through connectivity, and there are different ways to connect PIM systems and other data sources, we can read all the product information, all the image assets, and different languages, what have you, in order to automate the production of catalogs, price lists, and so on. Now, this is one example for a data sheet. Data sheets are typically produced in a fully automated fashion. That means we read the data from the PIM system and we generate the data sheets, thousands of data sheets in multiple languages, completely data-driven. So this is a fully automated process with no manual effort. And obviously, if you can fully automate the production of a catalog or of other collaterals, that obviously gives you maximum efficiency. There is no manual effort involved during production. It's highly scalable. So if you produce for 5 languages today and next year you want to scale up to 30 languages, you can simply use this process. There's no additional effort during production. And obviously, data sheets produced, fully automated, are at the market instantly. We produce and it's on your website the next moment. On the other side of the spectrum, we've talked about fully automated production. There are a lot of industries, a lot of product categories that require a very creative approach. So, for instance, some fashion brochure or catalog, that obviously is something that can be supported by connecting to data, but the precise decision on how to position particular elements on the page is done by a human. And typically that's done with InDesign. So we support partially automated publishing in the first instance by simply hooking up InDesign to data with our InDesign plugin. And that allows you to creatively produce brochures by manually dragging and dropping products onto the page, and you can simply arrange the pages as you like. In order to work very creatively, we offer the Comet plugin family. In fact, a lot of customers know us from the Comet plugin. So we do have a plugin for Adobe InDesign, which has been on the market for a very long time. It's a proven tool for InDesign, and that really allows you to automate page creation. You can automate updates from data. It does a whole number of functions to support media designers in the creation of publications, always connected to the data. We provide similar plugins for Illustrator and Adobe Express. Adobe Express obviously simplifies the creative work even further because Adobe Express is a much simpler tool compared to InDesign. It's very intuitive, but we can still connect that to data and allow media designers and practically anybody else to create pages very simply. If we look at complex catalogs, complexity is can be seen from different dimensions. In this case, in this example, we have lots of images, lots of attributes, and lots of tables for the individual products. So in order to produce something like this or something like this, here we are looking at leaflets which are produced based on themes. So the arrangement of products on a single page is not simply read from the PIM system. There is some human decision on which products need to be together on one page. And in order to support that type of work with publications, we provide a collaborative platform. That's an online platform, and we will look at that in more detail in a moment. And this platform allows the whole team to work with publications. So product managers, category managers, marketing team, the media design team can all work within that platform. And we can even integrate the InDesign plugin into this. So media designers are integrated into the collaborative workflow. Solution we provide for this type of work is the Priint Suite. So this is highly focused on work group publishing. It allows a high level of automation, but it also allows a very manual work inside the browser to position products, to work with grids and so on. And it really organizes the entire publishing process. and gives transparency to all stakeholders of the process. It integrates with multiple data sources. We support a whole number of different APIs or different methods of getting data into the system. And we provide central control of publications, role-based permissions, and so on. Everything I need to really organize the work of my team within one system. Question obviously is, how long does production take? We spoke about 30 seconds, and it's probably quite clear that what we're doing with those applications during production most likely takes a little longer than 30 seconds. But we're going to get back to the 30 seconds in a minute. But if we look at this in general terms, in order to produce labels such as the hip jars or the Remmers paint paint labels, if you do not digitize that process, if you work manually, it's likely to take many weeks. With automation, this can be broken down to well under a week. Working with brochures, this can be done during production in a few weeks, and when you work manually, if you automate the process, we can go well under 1 week. Creative catalogs can take a lot of time. So to produce a creative catalog in one language can take anywhere between 3 and 6 months during production. With automation, with our solutions, we can bring this down to 3 weeks. And obviously, if we look to big B2B catalogs, there are a lot of companies who still do this manually, and this might take up to a year easily in one language. And before they actually start translating, obviously the problem is once the catalog is finished, it's completely out of date. And with automation, we can bring this down to under 3 weeks. Those are average figures. There are lots of examples where production of labels takes a few hours, or the production of a digital online catalog is done overnight. When we talk about production here, it's not just the generation of a PDF, it's all the preparation, it's all the review processes, and it's everything around that. Okay, so why are we talking about 30-second campaigns and just-in-time marketing? Well, the experience we've made is that publications are typically produced by marketing organizations, including media design. And that's obviously involved with a lot of organization and effort. However, there are other parts in the companies who need publications very quickly. For instance, salespeople. And salespeople don't want to talk to some marketing guy, hey, I need an individual catalog for customer XYZ. Can you please prepare something? And it's going to take weeks. That's obviously not acceptable. So what we are talking about now are just-in-time or on-demand online tools. And I'm going to present you with the self-service portal we built for one of our major customers. This is an online portal for salespeople. It allows them to simply access the portal, go through a few steps, and generate a small catalog for a particular customer, for a particular target group, for a particular customer profile. So let's have a look at this. After logging in, this is really what happens. I obviously have to start this whole thing. I have to select some templates, give the thing some name, and then I look at the design of the document. This is obviously all pre-prepared. I can select different title pages, different designs, and so on. And in the next step, I can select a particular assortment, a particular product range, which has been prepared for a particular customer. I simply select that assortment, and in the last step of what I'm doing here, the action catalog is being generated on demand very quickly, and I'm ready. I can show this online, or I can download it as a PDF. And this is obviously great for salespeople. Salespeople don't want to spend too much time. Salespeople are maybe lazy. I could say this, I'm a salesperson myself. So with a few clicks, without too much thinking, I can generate something for a particular customer and send it out or show it to them online. So this is really what I was talking about today. I gave you an overview of what we do, how our solutions allow companies in different industry to produce collaterals and publications more efficiently. And I've shown you the different parts of our solutions for fully automated publishing, solutions for highly automated publishing, including creative approach or the work group collaborative approach. And I finish with showing you how we can provide a 60-second tool for producing on-demand catalogs or other collateral. Once again, quick overview. The customers who work with us. Are there any questions? Chris, do you have a question?
Well, marketing research management included as planning of your marketing material, or is this a standalone feature? Is this also included in the solution, or is this outside of the solution?
Yes, the self-service portal sits on top of the planning software I showed you before, the Workgroup edition. So you can plan everything there, prepare everything, put it into the self-service portal, and it's ready to be used for production.
And
so it's very simple.
And also, in the past, you had all those sheets a lot in one room. Every academy manager had to go past this sheet on, make some notes on it. Is this also part of the process that you can make notes on prepared material for correction?
Yes, the Workgroup solution allows anybody taking part in the team to add notes, messages, and annotations, so they can actually, point at a particular photo, a particular image, and tell the image guy, hey, this needs to be produced newly, this is outdated, please produce a new photo, put it in there, and when we do the next run, the new image is in there. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Chris. Anybody else? Any questions? Okay, I didn't time myself. I hope I am in good time. So just a quick plug for our customer event next month, the Priint Day. I used to work for another company. I was always very envious of this event. It's unbelievable. Well over 300 registrations already. So this is actually a very big event by a fairly small vendor. And we bring together our partners, we bring together our customers, and obviously prospects as well. There are many interesting talks, roundtables, everything. Have a look at it in the internet. And thank you very much for your time. This is me. Find me on LinkedIn.